let's talk about something that has gotten some news as of late. Big story. I'm not sure if you're familiar. Maybe you are. Hopefully you are. About Keffe D being arrested for his involvement in the murder of Tupac. Have you been keeping up on that lately?
To some degree.
Okay.
To some degree,
Don't
man.
even trip. Don't even trip. Let's go back.
Yeah.
Let's go back because Pop.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we'll start at the beginning. Let's go back to 96 because you were, what I'm assuming, deeply entrenched in hip-hop, at that time, especially West Coast hip-hop. But what do you remember about, your first feelings when you heard that Pac was killed in Las Vegas?
Man, that's one of the artists I didn't even get to mention when you mentioned who was my influence of hip-hop, right? But anything I forgot to say, but just Tupac is just always in the back of my mind, man, because he had a major influence in me, man. It impacted me like a motherfucker, man. And I remember it was, if I'm not mistaken, man, it was a Friday the 13th back
September
in '96,
13th.
man. I was on that 110 freeway, man. It was about 3:30, 4 o'clock. I know it came out like a 4:03 later on. It came out. But I remember, man, I was stuck on the 110, man, with my uncle about to go pick up this lady, man, and we heard it was a 92.3, man, fucking the beat that they mentioned that, Tupac actually, passed away. And I remember crying, Dusty. I know I might sound a little whatever the fuck, man.
I cried when Easy died, homie.
Bro,
Don't even trip.
Damn, I mean, like, I cried, I teared up, and my uncle didn't really understand it when I started, like, laughing, shit, what the fuck? Crying over Tupac, you didn't even know this cat. And I'm like, by the way, it's Friday the 13th, and motherfucker starts laughing. But yeah, man, that shit rocked me, bro.
Yeah,
that shit rocked me, man. I was a fan, from the get go, man. From hearing Tupac, not only hearing Tupac, but Above the Rim was like really fucking relevant at that time, man. So I wanted to portray fucking these characters for the movies and identify with Birdie a lot, man. You know what I'm saying? And it just rocked me, man. I remember before he passed away, I bought the double cassette. I couldn't even afford the CD at that time, but I bought the double cassette from the warehouse, man. I think it was right there in Southgate off of Otis, man. And oh my God, man, I fell in love with the motherfucker, man. It was so cool, man. I remember opening up the cover and shit and folding up like the credits and all of that, and folding it back up and reading them again, and it was just nuts, man. Like it affected me like a lot, a whole lot, man. That's for sure, man. I was really saddened by the story, man, at that time, man.
Yeah. And Biggie 6 months later, I don't know how big of a fan you were. I wasn't necessarily a huge fan at the time. I didn't appreciate Biggie, unfortunately, until later on. But after his death, literally is when I was like, this motherfucker's dope. Now to this day, he's obviously one of my favorites. But, just as a hip-hop head back then, what were you thinking when, oh shit, Pac, they killed Pac, and then 6 months later, they're killing Biggie?
I'm going to be real, man. I remember when that shit was fuck Bad Boy, man. I was like on some fucking death row shit.
I can't even lie, dog. Isn't that crazy? They had the streets. I was the same way, homie. I know Hit 'Em Up literally word for word, dog. From everything he says, from fuck that bitch to the last word he says on that song. That's crazy.
I gotta agree with you with that, because me too, man. And I remember when Pac went out, man. It was like fuck them all, and and again, man, I was 11 years old at this time. I didn't really know much of the get down, right. And obviously, I didn't know the information that we know now after all these years that came along, man. You know what I'm saying? What really went down, and still even probably was been put out there. You know what I'm saying? It's still a little blurry or whatnot, man. Or what really went down with Tupac. But as far as for Biggie, man, I didn't get to appreciate his music as well until after he passed away, man. After he passed away, again, man, like it was just something that I remember hearing that one song, "You Ain't Nobody Till Somebody Kill You." Oh man, that line from the death.
Crazy, yes sir. Till somebody
kills you, and man, and that was like so true. Because this dude, I mean, at least in my opinion, man, like even though Biggie was out there, he didn't come. At least he didn't get the recognition, at least at that time, until fucking Tupac said, fuck you or fuck your bitch type shit. You know what I mean? Kind of gave him like the light or whatnot, or even though he had the platform or whatnot, it was just enhanced by this beef. And the dude didn't even really became somebody, at least to me, in my opinion, man, when he actually, got killed and got murdered, man. And it's sad, bro. It's sad, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, the streets are the streets, man, and I mean, some of us that are really, really intertwined with the streets and whatnot knows the potentially outcome, man. Right? No matter how much talent you got, No matter how much of a bad artist or a fucking good businessman you are, you involved in the streets, man. You're living by this fucking code that only these cats in the streets know about, man. And sometimes this code is not even respected, man. You feel me? It was just sad, man. It was just definitely sad. It was a definitely wasted talent, man. But at the particular moment in time, I feel like obviously, man, it was probably even not necessary, man. But again, man, it impacted a lot of people, man. You know what I'm saying? And it at least made me realize the shit that fuck, man. We got to be careful. Definitely got to be careful on the decisions that we make and even who we hang around with, man. Because after all these years, you know, like I mentioned, like all these things that are coming out, you know, from that MGM fight, you know what I'm saying, homie getting jumped and whatnot, like that's street shit, man. That's street shit. Yeah. And Tupac, at least my opinion, man, shouldn't have ever fucking done none of that. Motherfucker was a rapper, nigga. Keefe fucking with the rapping shit, you know. But I can understand though, man, because I've been in that position too, man. Well, being down with some of these cats on the streets, man, you totally forget about your fucking line. What line you're pushing? You're rolling with them, like, well, we're gonna die with them type shit. So I can totally understand Pac, man. And you know, and at the end of the day, I think Biggie was just fucking got caught up in the crossfire with all that beef shit, man. And again, who am I to say what really happened? We really know. But as far as all these Keffe D interviews, man, because the first one I heard, like, this motherfucker was just basically, like, telling on himself. I don't know if he fucking thought he had immunity or what the fuck it was, bro. But it was just fucking weird, you know? And he motherfucker was just talking too clear as day. I wouldn't be surprised if that motherfucker admitted to fucking probably pulling the trigger, bro. He was so fucking, like giving rounded edges answers and shit.
Trip out on this, dog.
Like, man.
Trip out on this. There's a clip on YouTube that's viral of him. So DJ Vlad asks Keffe D a question. He says, or he gives him a statement. I'm sorry. He says Mike Tyson would love to have 5 seconds in a room with the killer of Tupac, and Keffe D's response was, "I only need 1 second." This motherfucker just like, really, dog? All these are coming out obviously now because he's arrested. They're all like, these are all the times he snitched on himself, man.
Right, and that's just one of many, man. Because I did see that clip as well. You know what I'm saying? And then he followed it up with that. That dude's a boxer. He's not a gangster like me or some shit like that.
Right, exactly. Saying he'll shoot him or something along those lines. Yeah,
man. And again, bro, like it's a trip, man. It's a trip how this fucking, you know, how these solving cases, man. People are solving cases by these fucking social media platforms, man.
Isn't that crazy?
And, you know, and even on these, that's fucking nuts, bro. That's nuts. And again, it's just again, me personally, man. Like, I'm not on social media, but from a distance and far, man, I can see the evil behind it, man. Like, the social media could be used as a tool, you know. Like, and let's just say, for example, like you and your channel right here, right? Like, it's something that, you know what I mean. You could push out your art and whatnot, right? Like be like being a narrator to the culture and whatnot, right? Or this shit could be used for fucking negative shit, you know what I'm saying? And putting people down and getting people caught up on some bullshit over something that was said on a platform like this. Motherfuckers getting smoked, bro. Let alone on social media, you know what I'm saying? Calling each other out. Motherfuckers are flashing guns. Like, to me, that's some fucking, like, oh my God, just go to the police station and turn yourself in, dick. You know what I mean? The fuck is that all about? But again, Dusty, like, this is the generation we live today, man. Like, I even totally understand these youngsters or whoever out there doing that shit. It is what it is. That's the only way, I guess, to be acknowledged or to be seen or to feel part of, I guess. Maybe if you would have had that shit at that time, you know, when we were growing up, we would have probably been on that shit doing the same stupid shit at that time. Yeah. But because me personally, because I'm older, man, like, and I see that a little bit, like, this is no fucking good. Like, no good at all. Like, this shit could be used, like I said, for good, to benefit you and enhance your life, or to basically end your fucking life sooner than what it's supposed to be, man. And that's something that we got to educate our children, man, and really keep an eye on our nieces and nephews of what the fuck they doing on here with this shit, man, because you never know, man. Motherfuckers could get, you know, caught up down the street simply just going to the liquor store, man, and going by something. And over somebody's comment, you know, motherfuckers tripping out, gangbanging on each other over comments and shit. Like, it's just crazy, bro. It's just fucking nuts.